but the big news coming out of Old Trafford. Well, it's actually not really coming out of Old Trafford. It's anywhere else but Old Trafford, is it?
I think he's going into Old Trafford. Yeah.
Coming from a safe distance from Old Trafford.
Speaking of propaganda, Talk TV.
What a coup.
Yeah. Of course, Ronaldo was interviewed by your friend and mine, Piers Morgan. Revealed. I mean, there were some quite strong accusations, actually. I'm sure everybody has seen this and some of the clips that have emerged. He in that interview, he's accused Manchester United of betraying him. He said Eric Ten Hag and other senior figures at the club have been trying to force him out. He said that he doesn't have any respect for Ten Hag because, and the accusation was Ten Hag doesn't have any respect for him, for Ronaldo. And the most serious accusation you would suggest was that the club lacked empathy, particularly in the summer when his 3-month-old daughter was hospitalised in July, which delayed his return to pre-season training. But according to Ronaldo, the senior executives doubted the excuse. So, especially with the latter, some quite serious stuff there. Vish, what do you make of all this? I mean, I'm quite sure we can guess what you think of Piers Morgan and Talk TV. But in regards to Ronaldo and some of these accusations in the interview.
The stuff about the daughter is pretty sad, to be honest. I think we made mention of it once or twice when we were discussing, the talk of Ronaldo moving away in the summer, and that there was this thing that he was dealing with.
That's we can't really get into.
No,
really,
exactly.
Very
Yeah.
much they said one thing, he said the other. So.
Yeah. I think to work from the moment it came out, my immediate reaction was of a bit of shock, although not unexpected for someone of his profile and someone who's acted the way he has in the past. Bear in mind when he moved to Real Madrid, or rather when he was pushing for that move to Real Madrid from Manchester United in the first place, there was that line where he said he felt like a slave at the club. Very odd, but people do these things to force moves all the time. And then when you read through and listen to a lot of his comments, it's interesting because none of the things he's saying are particularly wrong. The state of the facilities at Old Trafford and the training ground, they are in need of repair. When you think of how far Manchester United are behind the rest of the pack, again, very true. How much they've fallen since Sir Alex Ferguson, again, very true. The poor decisions from top to bottom of the club, again, spot on.
It's Zlatan's fruit juice all over again. Yeah. When he got charged $1 for his. I mean, I don't know what hotel I was staying in that it just cost £1 for a fruit juice.
Was it the Lowry? They love the Lowry.
They do love the Lowry. Yeah.
The funny thing, though, running through a lot of the football side of those things that he brought up was, they're all true, and Cristiano Ronaldo is part of that. He's part
exactly.
of
That's the thing, isn't it? The fact that if you're saying the club is so poorly run in all of these ways, there's no vision, there's no future. The only bit you're missing is that's why they signed me.
Should he have?
Isn't it though?
Should he have accused them? For signing him, it was a bad move. Maybe that was the accusation, that their recruitment, that would have been quite something. It was quite mad. But he was quite unforgiving about former manager Ralf Rangnick, which I think a lot of people are since that happened. Because I remember the thing, we were like, this is maybe not a bad idea. But then Ronaldo said on this interview with old P. Morg, if you're not even a coach, how are you going to be the boss of Manchester United? I'd never even heard of him. And again, I don't necessarily disagree with that. But Pete, what about this one? He's had a dig at Wayne Rooney.
Don't have a dig.
As if Wazza's not suffered enough. He said, I don't know why he criticises me so much. Probably because he's finished his career and I'm still playing at the top level. I'm not going to say that I'm looking better than him, which is true. Okay. So.
I mean, does that not just sum up the vibe of the man?
Absolutely,
there?
Yeah. I've spent more on my hair than Wayne Rooney.
Rooney's had a hair transplant.
Good point. That's a very good point, actually.
You picked the one thing. One
thing Wayne's invested in, for crying out loud. Yeah, I think
he's never even heard of collagen.
Do you not think that, like, on the eve of a tournament in which I know they've got a favourable draw and stuff, do you think on an even tournament he's past his best, Cristiano Ronaldo? He might not have a good tournament. So there's a little bit of obfuscation of sort of going, like, this being the story rather than, in the next month.
I can't believe you're massively happy with this if you're Portugal.
Yeah.
What a pain in the arse for them to have to deal with all that sort of stuff. Well, that's plainly not going to happen. Whatever state he's in, he will start that first game against Ghana. There's no doubt about that. I think the one thing we can overlook here, and I think this is very poor behaviour. I don't think we can get past that. Having said that, I also think it suits Manchester United very well.
100%.
Because the fact is, now, if they cancel his contract in like last summer when everyone's saying they should have done it, and they couldn't because he had that personal stuff going on and because he'd come off the back of, at least statistically, a pretty good season. If they pay him up last summer, it looks like they've fucked up.
Right.
Now they pay him off, and it looks like they're doing the right thing. They're continuing the progression under Eric Ten Hag. They're cleaning house, and this is the way forward for Manchester United. It works for him as well because it's the only way he's going to find a deal at another club, and it's looked great for Ten Hag because Ten Hag is no way the stature that he can come in and go to Cristiano Ronaldo. Right, I don't need you anymore. Go away. Whereas now the fact that he's making an example of him in inverted commas, he can.
We said that last time. Like, he's making Ten Hag's job 10 times easier, and
it makes him look like hard man Eric Ten Hag.
And they've also got the blueprint of over in bloody Arsenal. Arteta with how he dealt with Orbs and what do you call it, Ozil. It's just kind of like all of these sort of situations. Like they were cancelling contracts left, right, and centre. Arsenal. So it's like that is the blueprint for success. Can't strip your wage bill, cancel a lot of contracts, and ship them
It's
all
the cancel
out.
contract culture.
It's the cancel contract.
Which we're much more into in football.
That's a
these
short
days.
title if I've ever had one. Good God.